Hello, Facebook family and friends. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone. She's going to distract me because she's never done a wisdom walk with me. But anyway, happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to Wisdom Walk number 71. Wisdom Walk number 71 called Exposure. Very interesting. We're actually coming from Nizuc in Cancun, Mexico. A beautiful, beautiful resort. It's interesting that I'll pick the topic of exposure while we're being exposed. And it's interesting if you were part of the good life. If you're part of the good life, you've probably watched, I think it's I'm not sure what day it is. It could be day number 5. I can't remember what it is, but there's a video with Steve Harvey talking about exposure and how important exposure plays in your life, how it plays in your success, how it plays in how things curb in your life. And it's so important that you understand this, but a lot of people don't understand it. I have a really, in fact, my wife's best friend, Wendy, she talked about it, that she didn't get it until she saw the video and watched some of the things I talked about. And it's so inspiring to have people actually the light start coming out and people starting to see things. And that's what it's all about. It's all about empowering people to just think differently. And that's what NV Social is all about. It's about giving you the information for you to just think it through, listen to what I'm saying and just think it through, come up with your own decisions, your own thoughts, your own scenarios. So to me, exposure is being exposed to something that normally is not normal. For example, being at this resort. This place is absolutely phenomenal. It's not something that probably the everyday person will spend the type of money to stay here. But once you've been exposed, it's almost like first class. If you get in an airplane and you go to first class, even if your financial situation changes and you downgrade to coach, when you're walking by them curtains on your way out the airplane or on the airplane, you're going to remember that experience. You're going to remember that exposure that you had to first class with the warm peanuts and the real utensils that are metal, not plastic. And the fact that you get served before the plane takes off. As soon as you sit down, they're giving you service. It's exposure. And in order to put yourself in life in a position that you want to be, you have to have that exposure. Doesn't matter. Exposure comes in so many different degrees. And as I look through my life, I think of all the things I exposed myself to, or I was exposed to by my parents, my dad, just exposing me to different things, different places, and seeing different things in life. And that curbed the things I want. I curbed the things that I wanted to work for. It made me curb wanting to do the right things, to put yourself in a position that you can enjoy life, go out and live your best life. And some of you do have that exposure. You see certain things, and by seeing certain things and feeling them and seeing what they're like, it makes a difference. It makes a difference in your life. It makes a difference in how you think, makes a difference in what you want to accomplish. Some people may want it. This resort right now, if you just want to come and relax, not party, not drink, not whatever, and you just want to chill and feel like you're the only one here, this is a place to come. And it's nice to be exposed to this with my amazing queen. So think about the things that you were exposed to. If you were exposed to driving hello, how are you? Good morning. If you're exposed to a certain type of car, a certain neighborhood that you want to live to. Speaking of exposure, I'll tell you one of the things that curbed my life and curbed me a long time ago. I remember being exposed to Havenview Estates. And this is going to probably, if you don't understand this portion, I don't know what else to tell you. But I remember being 17 years old, leaving high school early. I graduated midterm, going to junior college first before deciding what college I wanted to go to. Some of you have heard my story about that before. Going into college at age 17, and right up from the Chaffey College, there was a community called Havenview Estates. And I would drive up there. It wasn't a guarded gate like it is today, but there was a gate, and I will sit and I'll wait till pull up right behind them and drive in. And I'll drive around So at 17 years old, driving around, just lost him. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Hopefully I may not be able to continue walking because I don't want to lose reception. But anyway, driving by, maybe go back the other direction. Okay, driving by and watching these houses going, wow, do people really live here? Wow. Dude, sorry about the perception, you guys, bear with me, okay? Do people really live here? And I'm watching the type of cars drive in and I'm going, wow, one day, I mean, 17 years old, I had a part-time job, much less to think about purchasing a home in that neighborhood. And sure enough, years later, I still live in that neighborhood because I was exposed. And sometimes people will expose you to things and you're not even sure what you're being exposed to. Some people just look at, someone may invite you on their vacation or invite you on a beautiful restaurant or invite you on driving their car on a jet or whatever. And you may not realize the blessings of it. You may not realize that you're being exposed. And it makes you think differently. I mean, I remember back in 2000 when Hubert Humphrey, one of our mentors, second billionaire that ever mentored us, I don't think he quite made it to $1 billion. I think it was like 300 or 400 million. But I remember him inviting us to the building of his 55,000 square foot house in Cummings, Georgia. And it's so different. We talk about the mindset training that we do. And I remember going there with the Queen and us watching this raw piece of land and them starting to build. And, you know, there were buses and they had lunches for us. And I mean, there was a good 200, 300, 400 people there. And everybody was oohing and ahhing about, wow, can't wait. I mean, we went there about 4 different times when the house was being built. And everyone had the same type of mindset. They were like, wow, how amazing is this? But to us, the Queen and I, we will look at each other and go, okay, we've seen enough. It's time for us to go back to work, get back home, and go to work. Because we want to have a lifestyle. We want to live a certain way in our life. And that's the exposure I'm talking about. Because if you're exposed to things like that, it changes you. Reception, just bear with me on this. I'm thinking about our good friends, Anthony and Wendy. And, I'm back again, sorry. And maybe I'll just sit in one place. Hopefully that'll be better. I'm almost over, bear with me, guys. So I'm thinking about Anthony and Wendy going with us to dinner for the Queen's birthday and exposing them to, you know, that beautiful restaurant, exposing them to the Queen getting her new car. It's so funny. One of our great friends, Laura Bright, she was so inspired. She called me 2 days ago. She says, I was so inspired by, you know, the gift that you gave Lisa and how that night felt and how she felt about it, that I went and I purchased a brand new Range Rover. And she says, I'm so happy with the car. And you guys, it's not the car, it's not the brand. It's the fact that you are pushing yourself to be better. You're pushing yourself to the next level. Some people say, you know, I don't care about the type of house I live in. It's money, it's this. You know, come on, you guys, let's be real. Come on, let's be real. Who doesn't like nice things? I mean, if you're sitting there going, oh, I don't need a nice car and I'm fine living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Oh, look at Warren Buffett. He lives in the same house he's lived in. Come on, you guys, let's be real. Seriously? Really? Come on. Who wouldn't want to be in a beautiful resort like Nizuc? I mean, yeah, most people wouldn't want to spend the money. I mean, I think back to the days when I was struggling and trying to make things and own my own business and making things happen. I wouldn't stay here. I'll tell you right now, there's no way. We went to Maldives 2 years ago. Was it last year or 2 years ago? Last year? Last year. Maldives last year. And stayed at Burj Al Arab, you know, $5,000 to $10,000 a night rooms. In my wildest dreams, prior to me having the mindset training that I have, I wouldn't know. There is no way you're getting me to spend $5-10 grand a night for a room. There is, even on a discount, I think the Queen got a discount. Even on the discount, there is no way I would do that. But I got exposed. And exposure is a beautiful thing, because when you get exposed, it makes you realize what it's like. I mean, we have been here less than 24 hours. I have no idea how the staff knows our last name. No clue. I have no clue. But every time we go somewhere, they're doing, they greet you by putting their hand over their heart. They're, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Sampson. But I mean, the service is impeccable. That's type of exposure. So how can I go from this and go hang out at a Holiday Inn? Once you get exposed, it changes you. Something about exposure changes you, okay? Yeah, actually, no, you're absolutely right. This is actually 20 grand a night, but the Queen got a deal. But it is what it is. I didn't want to throw that all the way out there. I want it to be real. You guys know I'm transparent, so I think she got a deal, and I think we got it for under 10 grand a night or something like that. But go look at the rooms; it's 20 grand a night. But anyway, the exposure is just so important in your life. It's one of those steps. It's one of those things that curbs. And it's kind of like we're going through this whole concept of life, right? And all the little things, all the little wisdom walks I do, I'm just giving you little nuggets, little pieces for you to put together. And when you put those pieces together, things change. They absolutely do. I'm telling you right now, I mean, one of the wisdom walks I talk about, you look at the 5 closest people around you, and I guarantee your income is within 10% of theirs, if that's your circle. You have to friend up. Friend up is so important to you, because when you friend up, guess what happens? Those friends expose you. You have exposure to a different way of life. Because if you're friending up to someone that makes, $100,000 a day, their lifestyle is a little different. You're going to get exposed to some stuff that you never thought was possible. And that's what exposure does. That's why I tell you to friend up. And it just changes everything. It changes your whole world. It changes how you think. It changes how you view things. It's so interesting. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I really don't. Well, I've talked about this a couple of times in my wisdom walks, but it's people just treat you differently. They look at you differently. It's not the same feeling. It's just a different feeling. Even just driving around. The few times I've driven around Lisa's car, it's really, really weird. You pull up in a Rolls Royce, it's like a different feeling. It's different. I don't know how to explain it, but unless you've actually done it and you feel it, and I'm not saying this stuff to impress you at all. I'm just impressing upon you that the different exposures you have drives you, and once you get exposed, how can you go back? I mean, how can I go back right now to go staying I remember, I think 18 years ago, before we were married, the Queen and I came here to Cancun, and we stayed at the Le Meridien. Beautiful hotel. I thought that was the bomb. I really did. I remember having a picture. I remember what she was wearing 18 years ago, standing in front of the sign of Le Meridien and going, this is a pretty cool room. It ain't no room like this. It's definitely not a hotel like this. So now that I'm exposed, there's no way I could stay at the Le Meridien again. There's no way. It's not going to happen because the exposure. Okay? So I appreciate everybody watching. I hope everyone has an amazing week. For those of you that's part of Envy Social, please take a look at our adjustment meeting that we had yesterday. It's on our Facebook page. Please watch that video. It's 30 minutes long. Set yourself up to put yourself in a position to win. Look, like Tiger Woods said, long time ago, he goes, I may not be winning on Thursday or Friday, but come Sunday, when we start, I'm in a position to win. Ladies and gentlemen, just put yourself in a position to win in life. That's all you can do. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.